Therefore, a recent release of minutes from the Federal Open Market Committee has caused shockwaves to be sent across the cryptocurrency industry. This leak has revealed that the Federal Reserve is allegedly in the process of purchasing 5 billion XRP tokens at an unprecedented price of $10,000 per coin. If this new development is accurate, it will indicate a significant change in the global financial scene. It will also place XRP as an essential asset that will strengthen the foundation for the introduction of the digital dollar. In contrast to the customary actions taken by the market, this is not only an investment choice, rather, it represents a strategic endorsement of RippleNet's technology as the foundation for the United States Central Bank Digital Currency Initiative. Despite the fact that this story, in all honesty, highlights the Federal Reserve's dedication to upgrading monetary infrastructure, it simultaneously sidelines regulatory criticism, notably from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Putting this information into perspective is quite important. XRP has been embroiled in uncertainty ever since the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) initiated its lawsuit against Ripple, which has limited institutional involvement and price appreciation. A full roadmap demonstrating how the Federal Reserve intends to include XRP into its reserve assets and digital currency framework is presented in the paper that was released, notwithstanding the fact that it was falsified or otherwise altered. There is a suggestion in the text that the Federal Reserve will compensate holders at a rate of $10,000 per token for over-the-counter transactions. This would provide an incentive for large-scale holders and institutional investors to hold and trade XRP aggressively, which would alter the dynamics of the market significantly. There is more to this move than just a narrative of speculation. There is a convincing argument presented by the data themselves. In light of the fact that 5 billion XRP were acquired at a price of $10,000 each, the valuation suggests that the market capitalization of XRP alone is $50 trillion. A sum that absolutely eclipses the present market cap of Bitcoin, and to tell you the truth, even surpasses the GDP of the majority of countries. This appraisal is in line with the idea of a global monetary reset, in which, as you may know, fiat currencies are replaced with digital assets based on blockchain technology. These digital assets provide transparency, security, and the programmable money characteristics that everyone is talking about. It symbolizes the concept of a future financial era in which traditional cash is no longer issued by central banks, but rather digital tokens that are handled on decentralized networks. In all honesty, the speed and scalability of XRP make it a great contender for the competition. In order to get a complete understanding of the scale of this change, it is necessary to consider the far-reaching ramifications that it will have on the economy as a whole, both in the United States and in other countries. The adoption of XRP as the underlying asset for the digital dollar would not only transform the method in which monetary policy is implemented, but it would also radically reshape the way in which transactions are handled on a global scale, which would have an effect on both individuals and companies. It is possible that payments will become practically quick and totally free of charge. In the meantime, international trade would pick up speed, therefore removing obstacles that had previously slowed down economic expansion. Additionally, this change has the potential to bring about significant advancements in financial inclusion, particularly in underdeveloped regions where access to traditional banking has been restricted and expensive for a considerable amount of time. Furthermore, institutional investors would be able to get exposure to a digital asset that is backed by the most powerful central bank in the world. This would further legitimize and accelerate adoption across all sectors, as well as pave the path for the development of new financial products and services. Importantly, this leak also brings to light the apparent failure of the Securities and Exchange Commission's efforts to impede the advancement of XRP. The Securities and Exchange Commission's SE has had a difficult time presenting a united and persuasive case against Ripple and its digital asset, despite extensive legal action and public remarks over the course of several years. Consequently, this has resulted in an increase in doubt over the agency's genuine intentions and its ability to effectively regulate the quickly changing cryptocurrency market. For a very long time, clarity for XRP holders and Ripple's business model has been delayed due to internal disagreement inside the regulatory environment of the United States. A complicated environment has been created as a result of competing interests among politicians, regulators, and industry leaders. As a result, investors and businesses are apprehensive about the future of digital assets in the United States. Nevertheless, the involvement of the Federal Reserve indicates a de facto support from the government, which would very probably force the Securities and Exchange Commission to recede or drop its case. This change in support from a well-established organization like as the Federal Reserve has the potential to completely transform the regulatory environment surrounding cryptocurrencies. When large financial actors want confidence before committing significant capital to the cryptocurrency market, this expected legal clarity is a vital driver that might unlock enormous institutional inflows. This is because major players are investing in the cryptocurrency industry. In the end, these trends are paving the way for XRP to potentially surpass Bitcoin as the dominant digital asset in terms of both usefulness and market value, which will mark the beginning of a new era for the industry. An exceptional opportunity has been presented to those who are in possession of XRP as a result of this. Because of the possibility of a valuation of $10,000 per token, even very little investments have the potential to result in wealth that may completely transform one's life. The notion of claiming your $10,000 worth of XRP is more than just a catchy slogan. It genuinely highlights the likelihood that early adopters and long-term investors can experience returns that have never been seen before when the digital currency is introduced and the financial system undergoes profound changes. As the tale continues to emerge, potential investors must continue to exercise caution and seek information that is reputable and well-sourced. This is especially important in a constantly changing financial market, where rumors may travel quickly and influence choices. The document's legitimacy is in dispute, and there is a broad proliferation of disinformation and conjecture in this arena, which may easily mislead even seasoned specialists. This is especially crucial because of the aforementioned factors. In terms of its technological capabilities, the infrastructure that RippleNet provides is in a position that is unparalleled in its ability to fulfill the intricate and ever-evolving requirements of central banks. It offers sturdy solutions that ensure the safety and effectiveness of financial transactions. Because of its demonstrated scalability, strong compliance capabilities, and consistently low transaction costs, it is a suitable platform for managing the large transaction volumes and regulatory requirements that are anticipated in the deployment of a national digital currency. Furthermore, Ripple's extensive partnerships with financial institutions all over the world demonstrate the technology's real-world viability, adaptability, and growing acceptance across the global banking sector. This provides a solid and credible foundation for the possibility of the Federal Reserve integrating the technology and for future collaboration on digital currency initiatives. It is inevitable that the ramifications of such a significant decision will be felt throughout the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem. XRP's ascent to popularity would most likely result in a resurgence of interest and investment across other blockchain projects and digital assets, which may potentially trigger a fresh bull market, and to tell you the truth, a wider adoption of decentralized financial protocols. Furthermore, this move may generate regulatory reactions on a worldwide scale, compelling countries to either speed up their own activities pertaining to digital currencies or reevaluate their position regarding the regulation of cryptocurrencies. You should also be aware that it is essential to address the doubts and worries that are associated with this story. It is a typical strategy in the cryptocurrency market to use fabricated papers and rumors in order to generate excitement about the price fluctuations of XRP. This strategy is frequently utilized in order to encourage speculative trading. In spite of the fact that the leak has unquestionably invigorated the community, investors should ensure that they carefully assess all information, be suspicious of statements that have not been validated, and concentrate on fundamental advances rather than hype. As we look to the future, the timing for the introduction of this digital dollar and the integration of XRPs is quite important. It is speculated by analysts that next meetings of the Federal Reserve and talks in Congress may give further clarification or perhaps official statements. There is a possibility that regulatory relief, acceptance by central banks, and institutional interest could all come together over the next few months, which will significantly accelerate the price increase of XRP. In conclusion, regardless of whether the FOMC paper that was released is genuine or a part of an elaborate story, it represents the huge potential that XRP has in the future of money. Aspirations of a new global financial system built on blockchain technology are reflected in the concept that the Federal Reserve has purchased billions of XRP tokens at a price of $10,000 apiece. This vision grabs the imagination and enables the Federal Reserve to realize its goals.